Okay, well, hello and welcome back. It's been a few weeks. It's now early October, and I'm packing, which means that tomorrow morning I shall be on the road. I've got a bed. We have a bed, so hopefully I'll be able to be setting that up this trip. I'm going to be out there for 4 days. So the big projects are finishing up the bedroom. I've got to finish that little bit of plastering, do the ceilings, paint it. I've got the bed, and the other big project is going to be installing a pellet heater. So being me, obviously I already have some pellets, but I don't yet have the pellet burner because I'm going to pick that up tomorrow, hopefully in Parma, because for some reason they're 50% cheaper in Italy than they are here in Austria. And I'm down in the garage, as you'll recognize. There's the Golf there, slowly but surely, little bits and bobs getting done. But now it's October, it certainly won't do anything about driving it on the roads till spring. But hopefully, with a bit of luck and a bit of time, by spring it'll be absolutely perfect. I want it polished and cleaned and everything working perfectly. And that shouldn't be too hard by then, because literally we're 99% of the way. So I'm just going to finish popping the last few things into the car. I'm going to head home, pack my bag, my work clothes together, and have some dinner, go to bed, nice early night, so I can get on the road nice and early tomorrow. Apparently the traffic has been abysmal. We've had the first bits of snow up on top of the mountains, so winter is coming. I have an appointment next week on Thursday to put the winter tyres on the car, because we really are expecting rain down into the valleys over the next few days. So there we go. I shall see you tomorrow once I'm on the road. So I'm on the road. So far so good, but I've literally just left. As you can see, it's green. It's pretty cold. According to the car, it's 3.5 degrees. Sorry about the road noise. But as you can see, there's some blue skies ahead down towards Italy. Apparently the weather down there is going to be fabulous for the next 4 days. And over here, you can see the snow line. So it has been snowing. And the snow line is just slightly above us. So we are now at, I push the button over here, I can tell you that we are at 1,100 meters, so the snow line is probably about 1,400 meters. So with a bit of luck it won't snow until next Thursday when I get my winter tyres, but it certainly won't be snowing down in Gridani. Okay, well, I'm just leaving the DIY store. Perhaps you can see it not very well. There's a Brico Man there, over there somewhere. And I've picked up our pellet burner, which will be the heating, and the pipes to make it go up and out of the wall. Special offer, amazingly enough. I've just paid 499 euros for this, and exactly the same, identical product in Innsbruck would have cost me 849 euros. So so that's why I stopped here. There's a lot of traffic, a ridiculous amount of traffic. Look how fast this car's going, Christ. So now it's going to be a dash down the motorway, about 3/4 of an hour, 50 minutes I guess, till I get to the house. As you can tell, it's now t-shirt weather, the sun is shining, it's brilliant, and I'm just itching to get there. So I'll check back in as soon as we're a little bit closer. So, finally arrived, everything's there, look at the weather. I can take my jumper off any minute. I've unloaded in front of the house, as I always have to, just stopped in the middle of the road. The Golf is still there, but someone's sort of ploughed the field, so I don't know if I'll get it out. We'll see. But now it's time to head down to the house and see if the torrential rain has done any further damage. Hopefully not. And schlep everything up, and then get the water on, get the heating on, and get the electricity going so that we can have some hot water, and I might be able to have a shower tomorrow morning, and then I can start planning, lining up, hopefully, and maybe even start drilling. And there we are, still as beautiful as ever. There's been a little bit of water that collected on the edge of that I just poured off, but that doesn't seem to have done any damage. And there's some mold in the fridge, but basically it's fine. The fridge unfortunately just somehow closed, so I'm going to have to make sure that I put a beer bottle or something in front of the door to stop that happening again, because the freezer part, which was open, didn't mold at all. Yeah, so there's the stuff. I'll just start slowly carrying it in the house. I've got the boiler on, got everything else on. Obviously forgot to put this away last time, so I shall tidy up a little bit more this time before we go. Assuming obviously that winter is coming, so I shall have to be draining the water and things like that before we leave. Although we should be back in 2 weeks' time or 3 weeks' time-ish for Halloween. But you know, compared to the proper winter and the snow on the mountains in Austria, this is still the height of summer. Although you see up there, it is going a little bit light brown, sort of getting towards the autumn colours, but still fabulous. So I've been here for what, 15 minutes sweating already, but there she is, a 3-point pellet heater. The lid and the stuff are downstairs. It won't go that quite close up to the wall. We'll have the pipe that comes up. This will have to go, fortunately. And I'm going to have to make a hole through here, so the pipe will come up, go through, and then it will just exit horizontally, which you can do with these apparently, because there's almost no soot. But it is quite a thick wall. So from there through to here, that's you know, pretty much the length of my arm. So it's not going to be an easy one, and as you know, I love drilling holes through stone walls, and we've done quite a few so far, so should be okay. But I'm going to go and get the rest of the stuff first. I think it'll look really nice in there actually, and because it's there, right in the middle, and it's supposed to heat, well, that room, and this room, I think we'll probably get away with it. I know we've got a high ceiling here. Well, I'll roll down some insulation for the winter. Just roll it down on the floorboards upstairs, because I need to go up there anyway. And that should make a world of difference. Maybe some silicone around the window frames here, because they do, in fact, they just slid in. You can push them up, so, and they slide out of the top of the window frame, which is not something I've seen before. So there we go. I'm just going to keep unpacking, and then the first major project is going to be getting this centered, straight, flat, level. Apparently that's massively important, and then plumb through the wall. Okay, so here are the bits we've got for this stove. We've got a T that will go on the back of the stove like this, and a cap that will go on the bottom of it, and that's to be able to empty out any soot that does accumulate. From there it'll go up the wall like this, there. Then we'll get a bend. Now I did get an extra 50 centimetre pipe, so it can either be 1 metre or 1.5 metres. We'll see how that looks. That'll just be aesthetics. Then the 90-degree bend into the wall, where it will get like a flange. Then the pipe through the wall here, and this is exactly 1 metre long. As you can see, that does not let it stick out of the wall too much on the outside. And then we have this, which is a stainless steel side vent exhaust with a rain cover on the top, and that'll just be up reasonably close to the wall, but not right up against the wall on the outside. to finish it up. So I'm going to plug the various bits in together, bit of Lego, and see how that looks. And there we go, that's basically what it's going to look like. So a little bit of gap behind, which will ventilate anyway. It does take up quite a lot more space, unfortunately, but there you go. And then out of the wall there, I don't know what I've done with the rosette. I think it's in the car still. I obviously forgot it. But that doesn't look too bad. The other choice would be to make it go much higher with another meter length. But I don't think that's absolutely necessary. I think that's fine if we're going to stand on the other side of the room. I don't think that looks aesthetically displeasing at all. I think that'll be really quite nice, and I am looking forward to it when it's really horrible and cold outside, and you can just kind of snuggle up in here. It'll be nice and warm, and the light off the little pellets burning. So yeah, hopefully this will be not too complicated. Obviously nothing's measured up, nothing's straight, nothing's aligned, but I'm just getting an impression, and obviously sending it to my better half so that she can give her 2 cents. Okay, so I've marked everything up. This is the middle of the wall, because the outlet is slightly off center. As you can see there, it's not in the middle, it is over to the left. We're not at the middle, we need it to be here. That's the center of the pipe, and this is actually the middle of the pipe, so that's the top center, because that's the height. So we're going in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a pilot hole all the way through the wall, and then I'm hopefully going to be able to get through bit by bit with this inside and out, and with the extension for what's hopefully softer in the middle. And then I have some special fire cement which we'll put in and try and fair up the hole and get the piece of pipe in there permanently, so that will stay. When we have to clean it out, we can just unplug it on this side, on the angle, or down there. Now normally you would have an angle with a little door in it, but unfortunately they seem to be completely sold out in the whole of Europe, those things, so I haven't been able to find one of those, neither in Austria nor here. I might have another look tomorrow before it all goes finally together, but I can always swap that out. They are only sort of stuck together, a bit like the loo pipes, with little rubber seals. So it's a very, very thick wall, and I have no idea what it looks like in the middle. So we're just going to have to give it a go with a bit of lubrication. Hopefully this will get through chunks of it. And I think with the extension and the fact that I can get the front of the drill in, if you look at how far in that'll go, that'll probably take us about halfway, and then do the same from the other side up on top of the ladder. So that's the plan, but that's the plan for tomorrow. I'm not going to do that today. What I'm going to do now is make my bed, organize everything, and then go and see some other villagers for a quick aperitif, I think. But yeah, I don't know if it'll be running by tomorrow evening, but it should be hopefully installed by tomorrow evening. That's the plan, so that we can get back on over there into the bedroom, so that can be finished and painted. Okay, so the co-op is closed this evening, which means that I'm here, and what I'm going to do then is drill my first hole. I'm going to get started, there's no point wasting time. I have covered the sofa and the pellet oven in some plastic sheeting, and I'm just going to get straight on with it now. Okay, well, it's going quite well, actually, surprisingly well. We've gotten through the first stone. There are many, many more, but I did feel drilling through that in the middle it was quite powdery, which doesn't surprise me. But I'm going to stop now there because I'm creating more dust than I had expected. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a curtain here between me and this window. I'm going to take these curtains off here and put a plastic sheet round here, because otherwise, and already there is a bit of dust, oops, that's the tripod, a bit of dust that's been created before I noticed just how bad it was. But I'll do that, and then tomorrow that'll work much, much, much better. So we did make a little bit of dust, but not too much. And I think that'll be fine then. But yeah, you can see the hole, we're definitely getting there. And I think we should be fine. You know, that's the plan for tomorrow, is to get that plumbed up. I'm going to need an electrical socket down on the ground as well there, but that won't be too hard. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there now. I'm going to go and have a beer. Well, I'm not going to go and have a beer, I'm going to have a beer. I'm staying here tonight and cook some dinner. So, yeah, I'll see you all in the morning. Bye-bye. Okay, so it's the next morning and it is pretty chilly outside. It's fine inside. I slept wonderfully, as I always do when I'm here. It's the calm. So this is how far we got yesterday. Definitely started getting in there. I have a rosette around there. I've got to go all the way through the wall, but I did produce more, oops, down here, dust than I was expecting. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, just with my little staple gun, I'm going to tack, because the ceiling needs repainting anyway, I'm going to tack a sheet around here, take off this curtain with the curtain rail and have it come round there so that the dust can go out of the window. I don't want to make a hermetically sealed dust booth, but I want to stop the dust going everywhere else. So I'm going to drop my bits of sheeting, staple them to the ceiling, and then I'll show you what that looks like. So there we go. I wanted to staple it, but the staples won't go into the ceiling. So we've got a booth. It has a little hole over there, which I'm going to put a bit of tape over. It's not perfect, but it will keep, with a bit of luck, 95-ish% of the dust in there. It's not going to make it easy filming, so I'm going to have to probably cut in and out because I won't get a tripod in there now anymore. But now that that's done, I'm going to go and get a mask, tape up that little hole and start drilling. Okay, so as you can see, we're really getting there. We've got the long extension on that longer cutter there, which is now actually doing an excellent job. It looks really clean. So we must almost be there now. I'm guessing another 15 centimeters or so. And then blow everything out. I've got that cement, line it with cement, push the pipe through, and Bob's your mother's brother. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the light at the end of the tunnel. Unbelievable. Literally, I had to take the side grip off. That's how far into the wall we are. So perfect fit. Just knock out that last little bit and then we can test fit the pipe. So there it is from the outside. Every once in a while I do something that doesn't look like a complete amateur job. So here's a toast to very cheap Amazon tools, because I'm amazed at how well that cut through stone like this, because this is not, it's not, you know, brick, it's proper stone. But that's gone through really nicely. I'm going to go and get, I've got the ladder, I'm going to go and get the piece of pipe. I'm going to have to chop the end off the piece of pipe because it has a little kind of like a bump at the end, and that won't go through the hole. Hole is 82. And then hoover everything up inside, hoover out the hole, basically get everything set up so that I can put the cement in, and as soon as the cement's in, it's this special fire cement. It's not really for this. It doesn't need to be, because it's a stone wall and the pipe doesn't get particularly hot because it's so efficient. But I thought I'd use the stuff anyway. It's actually for building fireplaces and barbecues and things. So it'll definitely resist the heat, keep the dust out. We should be pretty good there. So this is how it was done at the Co-op's, the sun over there, the Co-op's one. I've got a little hat on the top of mine for the rain. So that sticks quite far out. So basically, I'm just going to trim off the end of the pipe and let it stick out as long as the pipe will let it stick out. And that should be fine. So I'm going to head up to the car. It's another beautiful sunny day. I always feel sorry for this house. This could be such a nice house. The sun coming in the morning, this little garden, right opposite the Co-op, mind. So I'm going to head up the car and get that rosette, I think they're called in English, the round piece that will flush fit it up against the wall. And then cut the piece of pipe and get it all set. And maybe, just maybe this evening, we'll be heating with pellets. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is the finished product. That looks mighty professional. So it's now a matter of tidying everything up, getting the cement in. The pipe's actually a very good fit. Went straight through. It's yeah. Then getting the wiring done for the electrics of the stove, but that shouldn't be too complicated. And we're done. I think that's not a massive eyesore. That'll be perfect. Okay, well now that's pretty clean. You see there are some holes there and there. So I am going to get some cement in and try and just line that as best as I can. There's a problem, is my hand doesn't fit in the hole. But I'm amazed, you look at the pieces of stone that we cut out with that, I think it was 30 something euro bit, because I looked at getting a proper machine to do this, to rent, and it would have cost more than to buy that and the little one together. So I thought, oh well, we'll see how we go. It's been my my mantra for a while now, and it went really well. So I'm going to go and get that cement, get a little bucket, try and smear it about, get that pipe set. But before I do that, I'm going to hoover just the wall. I'm not going to hoover the floor yet. I'm going to hoover the wall because I want it to be clean and tidy. Once the pipe's in and set, I've got the rosette here, which will go on there. Then I'm going to leave it and let everything dry. Okay, this is the stuff we've got. It says mix it up thick. It's only a little tiny bag, but that should be fine. And it will go up to 1200 degrees. So that's massively overdone, seeing as the pipe will probably never go over 200. There is basically no real fire risk. So I'm going to mix that. It says the entire bag with 0.6 litres of water, nice and thick, and then kind of smear it into the holes as best I can and put the pipe in. Okay, so I tried to film that, but that didn't go very well. So I basically just smeared it along and pushed the pipe in bit by bit until it sort of squeezed around, because it came up very, very squishy and then dried almost instantly. So it's, anyway, it's in. The pipe, you can see, is perfect. There's a little tiny bit of dirt in there, but I don't want to move it around too much now. It sticks out just right. And we're going to pop the rosette on it like that. And then the down angle it hasn't got its rubber seal in it, but it goes on like that. And there is a chimney, amazingly enough. So that was much, much less painful than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be days and days and days of laborious hole making, and actually that's gone really well. So now it's going to be time to leave that to set. I'm going to go and pour this into a hole, because there'll be somewhere that needs filling outside on the terrace somewhere or around the back. And then, so how it looks outside, it's straight outside. Yes, so I can always twist that, that's fine. Perfect. So that's how, yeah, that's how far it sticks out. It is slightly less than at the copperhead even, but it's, I think that'll be fine, plenty. So that's brilliant stuff. I'm really happy with that. Yeah, so I guess it's just the cleanup now. Okay, plug. When I do the windows next door in the bedroom, probably tomorrow, I'll cork around or silicone around the little hole to stop the draft. I've done a hoover. I'll obviously be doing a big clean before I leave, but I should be producing more dust. But now it's time to set up the oven, get it perfectly level in the middle, and plumbed in, and we should be ready to go. Okay, so that's pretty much the position. We're level that way around, and we're level that way around. So let's plumb in the pipe. Brilliant. This is going. I was really expecting this to be 1,000 times more complicated than it's been. I shouldn't have said that because we're not finished yet, but I can't see anything going disastrously wrong now. So I'm just going to make sure I've got rubber grommets in all of the pipe connections, and then I'm going to plumb the whole thing together. Okay. Plumbed up, set up, plugged in, we have electricity. It's telling me it's off and it's 16 odd degrees. So it's time to go get some pellets. Now I did leave them in the car, so I'm going to pop up and get a bag, put some pellets in. I've checked on the cement, that's dry, and it was only like not even a couple of millimeters at best. So then we can start it. So I'm going to head up, I should be right back, and then we'll have finished this very, very important job. So here's my 15 kilo bag of pellets that I'm about to pour into here, which amazingly enough has a 15 kilo reservoir hopper thing. So it's just going to be a matter of slitting it open. Trying to get it not everywhere. If you look down there, it does look like it's sort of glowing hot. And the first pellets are sort of getting brown. So it might just be about to, hopefully, burst into flames. Come on. Work. Oh, look at that. It does look like something's happening down there. It keeps dropping more and more pellets on top of the fire. But it looks like we're about to have first ignition. It's definitely getting there, colour-wise. A couple of sparks flying up. Oh yes. Come on, flames. I see smoke. No smoke without fire, that's what they say. I still think that's a lot of pellets. Ooh, fire. Look at that. I think we're getting there now. She's alive. Nothing's warm yet. But it's definitely burning and it seems to be going out of the chimney, so I think we're good. I think we're good. There we go. Warmth. Heating. Pipe is very slightly warm. There's a little bit of smoke coming off there, which I presume is just dust, and that should go away pretty soon, hopefully. But it's definitely warming up over here. 16.7. It's burning. It's on. Seems like quite a lot of sort of smoke coming off there. I don't know if you can see that properly, but I'm sure that's quite normal. So brilliant. That's a brilliant result. Looking forward to winter now. Let's have a quick look outside, see if you can see just a little tiny bit of smoke coming out of there. So that seems to work fine too. Excellent. That is a success. Okay, and on that brilliant success, that'll be the end of today's video. It's not the end of the day. I am going to go and do other things, but this is the video about the heating and getting here. So that's a great success. And I'm going to leave it on for a little bit now and see how it does. Let it burn off all of the dust and the fresh paint and stuff, so sort of get it settled in, because I don't want to do that overnight when I'm asleep. But this looks brilliant. It looks brilliant. Lots of pellets. This is warmish. All good. So, sorry it's been such a long time. Lots of work as usual, you know, this is a sort of a side gig. But we're here now, I'm here now, and that's an achievement already. And it's now time to move on over to here and keep going to finish that up as well. So for now, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, then, you know, like, subscribe, tell other people about it. That's it's always the same. A surprising number of you bought some t-shirts. I'm going to get a European place to sell them as well. You can order them in Europe from America, but apparently there is a better way of doing that, which is just like a European shop and an American shop. So I'll try and do that when I have a couple of hours spare. But for now, take care, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye for now.